Hey guys, it's Dorcas. Today I'm gonna be talking about holidays and celebrations in Rome. Some of the holidays are New Year's Eve, International Day of Women, Easter, Liberation Day, and Epiphany. Starting with New Year's Eve, the way Romans celebrate New Year's Eve is not different from how we do it here, except that there's takes a long time. Like not like a long time, but the way they start, because they start in December 8th to January 6th, celebrating New Year's Eve. And New Year's Eve in Rome is known as a street festival, maybe because like people spend most of their time in the streets. Um, Before like they start like celebrating the new year, like before it hits 12 p.m., families like share dinner like at their homes, or some people may even choose to go out to restaurants to have dinner with like friends or family. The main food there like is like Italian sausage and some wine, some Italian sparkling wine. And then there's always like a 24-hour festival. Probably starts like in the morning and then ends in the evening. And it's always at this Circus Maximus, so people can go there, have fun, listen to music, hang out with friends. Um, the event begins at 9 p.m. of December 31st, and then it ends the next day, January 1st at 9 p.m. So I'm like, I don't know, someone who's willing to stay up all night and day is they're really good, but I don't know. And um and when it hits at midnight, people go outside like at the Coliseum to like look at the fireworks. Um, as you can look at the first picture, um, that's like a huge crowd of people looking at the fireworks. It's really beautiful. And if someone doesn't want to like go in the crowd, they can go or like on a hill or on top of a building, like on a rooftop to see the fireworks, which I actually think is the best view ever to look at the fireworks if you're standing up on a really tall building. Um, the next one is International Day of Women. Um, um, it comes with like a really sad story to how like they met the International Day of Women, like a political event. It's because of what happened, I think it's the year of 1908, or if it's not 1903, where women who um were working in this company, and they did not like the way they were being treated, so they decided to like stand up for themselves and say something about it. But then the owner of the company like locked them up in that company and burned them alive. um so like the other women didn't like it, so they created this day to like honor them and remember what the importance of women in general, and the kind of work they're doing, and how much they contribute to the environment, the society, and the community. um those flowers, the yellow flowers that you see in the pictures, are they're called mimosa flowers. It's what men use, like they use to express how they feel about like a certain woman, um because those flowers symbolize the sun because of the way they shine and how bright they are, because as you can see, they're like a really bright yellow. And if someone gives it to you, it means like they love you, but it's a secret. um and everybody at that time, like that day, is like really extra nice to women so that they can enjoy their day. Even at the restaurants, they have like a special meal reserved for women on that day. Um, yeah, and the scent of the mimosa flower is just, it's not just a reminder of what they're celebrating, but also to remind them that spring is near. So nice. Um, And then we have Easter. I chose to talk about Easter um because we're also celebrating Easter um this week. The same reason to why we celebrate is the same reason in Rome. It's the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Um, as you can see on they use statues in the streets. Like there's some people who like carry this statues, and they're like parades, and they're like um there's a huge crowd of people waiting to see the statues, and it's like a really good visual way of letting people, like reminding them what they're celebrating, like the resurrection of Jesus Christ and how he suffered. Like as you can see when he's on the picture, he's like carrying the cross like on his shoulders and with his mother. um it's like a really good way of helping people remember. um Easter, the name Easter in Rome came from Eostara. I think that's how you say it, the goddess of rebirth. So rebirth, resurrection, I think that's how they got the connection. um so they named the day Easter. um there are different kinds of meals on that day, but mostly it's eggs, Easter pie, and lamb. Lamb, as you know, how Jesus was the lamb. um and the eggs, mostly it's the kids who get excited to eat the eggs because they eat chocolate eggs. So at night after, that's the most exciting part, I guess, for the kids. And then we have Liberation Day. I'm familiar with this because I think we also have this in our country, in my country, Rwanda. It's celebrated on April 25th in Rome, and it's meant to honor people who suffered during the World War II, those who died fighting and those who survived. Um, there's like a lot of gathering in towns, like people come, they gather, and there's like marching bands and music concerts. Um, the people mostly sing this song called Bella Casio, I think. I'm not sure how you say it. It's about like this person who died for Italian freedom, was fighting for Italian freedom, and then and his wish was to be buried under like a shadow of a beautiful flower. Um, really sad. And there's always a ceremony, sorry, in the morning at the Altar della Patria, and it is attended by the president himself. And this really shows how important this day is, not just to the people, but the president too. Um, on that day, like Liberation Day, schools and shops and offices are closed so that people can actually use this day to remember, like family members or friends. There's always the visiting site at Monte Cassino. Um, yeah, people use that to go and they use it as a remembering site to remember those who died during the World War II. Next, we have Epiphany. It's celebrated on January 6th. This holiday comes with like a really interesting story. This holiday is mainly about a witch named Lebefana, who comes every night before January 6th. So January 5th, she comes riding on a broomstick and giving candy to the kids who behaved well, and then she gives coal to like kids who behaved bad. Um, the story was that when the three wise men were looking for Jesus, like the manger, they passed by where she was, and they asked if she would like to join them, but she said no. And then after they left, there was a shepherd who was like, "Hey, do you want to come and see the baby?" But she said no again. And then after some time, she saw the star, the bright star, and she tried to follow it, but she couldn't find the manger. So that's why she comes every January 5th. So hoping that she can find the Jesus, the baby. So, but I don't think she ever succeeds doing that. The day is celebrated at the Rome Biopark, and it's like a huge crowd of people. They come and they put like fruits and bamboo in their socks while listening to the park's rich history, which I think is really amazing, because it's funny how like people gather around in one place just to, listen to a story and do fun stuff together when you don't even know each other. And it's a good way of making friends, I guess. Something I really admire about Rome. Yeah. And I think that was the last slide. This is my references. You can use them to like learn more about what I talked about. I hope that I was able to explain these holidays, some of the holidays that happen in Rome, and I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. Don't lose hope. Yeah, pray.